here at Jennings Lake. Just got done stocking the store here with the hookup baits. We got all the trout jigs, freshwater jigs, the 10 colors, and 1/32 and 16th in each color. So they now have that here at Jennings Lake. And since we're here, I figure with trout season starting here next month, almost everywhere in Southern California, trout season starts sometime in November. So we're towards the end of October right now. And so I wanted to go over my trout setup, what I use, and different retrieves I use with the hookup baits for trout. And first I want to just talk a little bit about trout fishing. Like a lot of people probably don't know, that trout fishing is really my main thing. That's what I got my start. That's what I've learned a lot of, mostly everything from, is trout fishing. Was my foundation. And trout jig fishing I've been doing since I was 12 years old. Trout fishing teaches you a lot of finesse fishing. You know, a lot of people look down on it because they come out of the truck, but they're still fish, and they still think just like any other fish. So, trout fishing is cool. It teaches you a lot. It's something to do during the winter. Keeps you busy, keeps you out on the water, and a lot of my ocean techniques and a lot of the way I fish in the ocean is techniques I learned from trout fishing. So, give it a try. It's really fun. I mean, I have just as much enjoyment catching a 5-pound trout on 2 to 4 pound ultralight rod as I do catching a 20-pound yellowtail on a jig stick. It's same enjoyment. And we're out there for the bite anyways. It's the bite is really what we're after. So anyways, I want to talk to you about the trout setups I use, what I prefer. I use this is a 2 to 8 pound setup. It's a Fenwick. I prefer Fenwicks. I've been fishing Fenwicks since I was a kid. It's the HMX 2 to 8 pound, 7/6 in length, and ultralight. And I really like the Shimano reels. I've had this, as you can tell, this reel's caught a lot of fish. It's a Sahara, Shimano Sahara 1000, the perfect size for trout. I've gotten thousands of trout with this setup right here, and actually I've gotten quite a few big largemouth bass with it too. And it worked really well. I like to use the braided line, the Nanofill, 4-pound braided to 4-pound fluoroliter. A lot of people use the 2 or 4 pound mono. Usually the Iser line is a good choice. I fished the 2-pound Iser line for years and years and years. And it works. It's nothing wrong with it. It's great. About 6 years ago, I started using the braided, 4-pound braided with a fluorocarbon, and I just prefer that better. You get farther cast, more sensitivity, it's stronger. So both styles work. You know, 2 or 4 pound mono or the 4-pound braided works either way. It's just you got to play with both and see which one you prefer. Okay, and now just for demonstration, I got the 16th ounce Chovy color on here. Just grabbed one out of my box, and I'm going to go over a couple of techniques for retrieving the jigs here. And once trout season gets going, the trout are usually going to be right on top, especially the lakes down here in San Diego. They're all really clear water lakes, so the trout are going to be up towards the top, and usually no more than 5 feet underwater. Usually you can see them rolling, or you can actually see them, you know, out there schooling up. So you're usually, when the water gets the right temperature, you know, probably after the first month of trout season starting, you're never going to use more than a 5 count on your cast. So you cast it, do about a 5 count, and start your retrieve. Now, early season and late season, when the water temperature is a little bit warmer, you're going to give probably about a 10 to 20 count. You know, the trout will be a little bit deeper, you know, down to 20 feet deep. And the same goes for murky water. If the water's murky, they're going to be a little bit deeper also. So warm water, murky water, 10 to 20 count. Clear water with the right temperature, 1 to 5 count is all you need. So show you the retrieve here. Okay, for cold water, 1 to 5 count is all you need. Gets them, you know, right in their faces. Basically, you know, with bass fishing, you let it sink a lot because the bass like to hit on the sink. You'll get hit with the trout on the sink also, but they mainly like just a slow, steady retrieve, something they can chase down and grab. So look at my reel, usually about that speed with the reel. and with the rod tip, bouncing a continuous bounce, just like that, is what you want. And it's the jigs, these jigs run really straight. They'll just sit there and do a little dart left to right, up and down as you're jigging it along there. And little bass right there, chasing a decent sized bass anyway. Get in to bite it. Yeah. And so that's usually average retrieve. 1 to 5 count, steady, slow reel, bouncing the rod tip. Now for colder water, or warmer water, I'm sorry, warmer water or cloudy water, if the trout are deeper, give it a 10 to 20 count, somewhere in there. But it's the same retrieve, you know. You always want to watch your line, just like bass fishing. Watch for that tick on the way down. You know, they'll pick it up on the drop quite often, but most of your bites will come on the retrieve. And again, same retrieve, just steady bounce with the rod, a slow reel, just like that. It's really simple and it's really fun. You know, you have a rod in your hand all day long, you're working a jig, and you're getting bit. If you're not getting bit, and you don't see trout there, move. If there's trout feeding in the area, they're going to hit these jigs, and you're going to be getting bit using this technique. So that's I see that mistake made by a lot of people. They either fish a spot where there's not fish feeding for all day long, or they catch 1 or 2 trout, so they end up staying there a lot longer than they should. Those are only 2 trout feeding in that area. You gotta move. You gotta change locations. So don't be scared to move about the lake, searching down, feeding fish. And that goes for anywhere you're fishing. So I hope that helps. I hope that helps you get hooked up using the hookups.